Hey, it's Emily and welcome to my November TBR video. So somehow we're in the penultimate month of the year and it's time to pick my TBR from my TBR jar. I wish that was caught on camera. My reaction speeds was incredible. I dropped the lid and caught it like, whoom. Let me move my shopping bag. So it's November in a couple of days and I feel like that's the kind of, despite the amount of Halloween decor I still have up, I feel like this is the month where I can start picking out some festive reads for Christmas. So hopefully I can get a few of those on here, but also I do have 4 books that I do need to read this month. 3 of them I think are buddy reads, or all 4 buddy reads. Yeah, all 4 of them are buddy reads, so I kind of need to get them all in the prompts if possible, but we'll see. We'll see how generous the jar is with us. I feel like we've got quite a few pinks and purples in here, so I think with that, let's just jump into the first prompt because I want to know what I'm reading this month. Let's go for this prompt. Like I said, purple, off to a strong start. Let's have a look. Okay, translated fiction. As far as I'm aware, none of the books that I wanted to read are translated, so I don't think I'll be fitting them onto. However, there are a few books on my radar at the minute that are translated, so I think let's go grab some options. So I've picked 2 options. The first one I've just shown is The Sailor Who Fell from Grace with the Sea, and this I've had for quite a while, but it's a nice short little novella. It's obviously translated, and then I also have Before We Say Goodbye, which is the 4th book in the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series, and I think I am going to pick this one because that means I'm technically caught up in my eyes. I know the one that's green, the 5th one has come out recently in the UK, however I'm collecting them in paperbacks, so because they're not in paperback yet, I'm not going to get it. So if I read this one, I'll be up to date with the paperback editions, so yeah, and it's nice and short. I think this is the shortest one so far, looking at it on my shelves. It's 173 pages, so a very easy read, and I mean, it doesn't quite scream winter, but I know a couple of the books that I am going to be reading this month. They are chunkier, so it'll be nice to have a nice little short, easy read in between, and will catch me up in a series. So if you don't know what this series is about, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, it follows this kind of cafe that you're able to travel back in time at. However, there's a certain set of rules that must be followed, and you follow 4 different people as they go through their journey on travelling back in time, etc. And it's kind of like heartwarming but heartbreaking stories of why they're going back in time to meet a certain person or to a certain moment. This is the 4th one, and I just find them so easy and like lovely to read, and I just really like the continuous story in the background. Like, yes, each time you get your different people that come into the chair and they go back in time or go forward in time. However, I really like how we're getting to know the people that run the cafe, the family. They're just like nice, easy reads. So that's why I'm going to pick this one. And so for translated fiction, we're going with Before We Say Goodbye. So with that, let's jump on into prompt number 2, give it another shake, and let's see what we get. Let's go for this one. A darker pink, I guess. Let's have a look what this could be. Okay, graphic novel / manga. So this, also none of the books I'm buddy reading fit this, but I guess another very quick short read, and I know exactly what I'm going to pick, so I'm going to go grab it now. So the graphic novel that I'm going to be reading in November is Point Blank, which is a 2nd Alex Rider graphic novel. If you've been around here for any length of time really, you'll know that I have been reading the Alex Rider books, and I'm up to I think the 11th or 12th one now. And recently when I went to 66 books, they had the first 6, actually I think only 6 are out, but the 6 graphic novels for the first 6 books. I have already read the first one, which is Stormbreaker, but this is the 2nd one, which is Point Blank. It has been years since I read Point Blank the first time, so yeah, I'm looking forward to jumping back in this world, and I do remember this story very clearly. This is great because I've been staring at them on my shelf since buying them at 66 books and just wanting to jump in them. Now's the perfect time. It's actually giving me a reason to read a graphic novel. This is making me want to read this like right now, so I feel like this could be the first read of November. I didn't really explain what it's about. Alex Rider, teen spy, MI5, action. I love it. We all love it. So I think with that, let's jump on into prompt number 3. Let's please, because we only do 6 prompts a month, and I've got 4 buddy reads to read in November, and we've got 4 prompts left. So hopefully you can fit them all on. We'll see. Right, let's see what this is going to give us. Got a green one. Not that the colours mean anything. Okay, this one came out last month and I vetoed it. So I kind of have to do it this month. Nonfiction. Do you know what? I'm going to be really easy on myself. I could read another true crime book or a couple other non-fictions I have on my shelf, but I know exactly what I'm going to pick and I'll be right back. So we're staying with the childhood throwback theme after Alex Rider, and I've chosen Storm in Normans from the Horrible Histories series. This is by Terry Deary. I've been reading them in chronological order. I say I've been reading them across like 3 years maybe, and I haven't read one in about maybe a year and a half. So it's about time I continue, and they're so short and so fun. They got like pictures throughout, quizzes, fun challenges, and I read them in an evening. So I think if we're going to pick a non-fiction this month, because I have such chunky buddy reads that we're not getting on this TBR yet, I'm going to treat myself to a nice, quick Horrible Histories read. Honestly though, this is like my humour to a T. The dad jokes, I'm just like, I laugh my way through these and they're just so fun. And then I go and watch some like episodes afterwards, listen to some Horrible History songs because that's my childhood. So yes, for non-fiction, we're going with Horrible Histories. So I guess at least we've had some shorter books for this TBR. Right. I feel rude that I'm blocking Sheldon out. Sassy Sheldon with his hand on his hip. He's been through the wars, his elbow's a bit bent and he was decapitated, so I've performed surgery to reattach that. And he has only got, I don't know if you can tell, he's only got one leg. He's missing the other leg. And his foot also came off, so we had to reattach that. So Sheldon's been through it, but he's still here. Sorry, we just needed a moment to appreciate Sheldon. He's been with me since 2019. So, prompt number 4. Let's please can we get some of my buddy reads onto this now, because it's not looking promising. Last month worked so well, this month not so much. Oh, we've thrown one, but we're going to go with this yellow one. We've got so little prompts left, I reckon like 1 or 2 months max. Right, let's see what this says. Oh my days, please can I veto? Please can I veto? It says classic / top 100 books. So I have a poster that's like a scratch off one for 100 books to read like before you die. Or a classic. Actually, me and my bestie Sammy were talking about potentially buddy reading Lolita. Or do I read 1984? This TBR has done me so dirty. I'm sorry. Maybe that's because I keep saying that. It keeps giving me bad prompts. Classic / top 100 books. I could read another children's classics. I have a few on my shelves that I haven't read yet. But I also like... I've got like 2 children's books already on the TBR. So I feel like I can't add another, especially if I'm not interested in it. Like there's nothing I want to read less right now than a classic. Can I veto? Because I will feel so guilty. But I'm finally back into my reading groove and I don't want to be like slowed down by a classic. I like classics, they take up a lot of brain power, and if I'm not in the mood for them, I'm not in the mood for them. Please don't hate me, but because I'm really not feeling this TBR already, please don't hate me, I'm going to veto the classic prompt. I will put it back in. If it comes out again, I'll read a classic. However, it's in there, it's in there. I'm so sorry. I actually feel so guilty, but I'm just not in the mood. I'm really sorry. No, we're going for another prompt. Okay. I actually feel so guilty. Like I just feel so wrong. Let's go for this one though. A green one. Could it be the one that flew out? Maybe. Let's have a look, please. 5+ words in title. Yes, finally. No, that's 4. No, but this actually does work. This does work. Okay. 5+ word title. One of my buddy reads fits this perfectly. I'm buzzing now. This is the TBR we wanted. So, the book I'm reading with a 5+ word title. A Court of Wings and Ruin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am only 42 pages currently into Akamath. I mean, Akamath and Akawar and Akatar are rereads, but I'm taking part in Chloe's Trash for Maths read-along, or at least the Akatar stretch of it. I can't really remember what happens in this, I'm not gonna lie, I read it a long time ago. And yeah, I'm currently reading Akamath, and it's already putting me in the mood to read this straight after. However, we're gonna save this for November. So yes, we finally got a buddy read onto my TBR. Finally, it only took the 4th prompt after a veto as well, so I love you TBR jar. Please keep the good vibes going. Is it getting too dark in here? Should I put the light on? Is that better lighting? I feel like it's not quite as atmospheric. How about these lights? The smaller lights. That's better. Is that okay? So yes, Aka War is going on my TBR. Very happy because this is a chunker and I wouldn't want this to be an extra. It is, let's have a look, 699 pages. So it's definitely not one I wanted to be an extra on top of my TBR. So there we go. And with that, on to prompt number 5. I honestly hate the way I said 5 then, I'm so sorry. However, let's give this a shake. 2 more prompts to go. Okay, right. Let's give it a rummage. I'm avoiding yellow. No, I'm kidding. Let's go for this one. A little baby purple, a little lavender lilac-y colour. Let's see. Please work. Okay, it says white on cover, so there's got to be at least some substantial amount of white on the cover. We might have to push this a bit to work for the buddy read, but it might work. I feel like I can't bend the rules because I've already vetoed a prompt this month. However, there is a fair bit of white on this cover, and that is The Risk by Elle Kennedy. Me and my friend, my old work bestie, Missy Jazz, we've been reading Elle Kennedy's books like 1 month. We started with the Off Campus series and now we're reading the Briar U series. So this is the second one in the Briar U, The Risk. There's a white jumper, he's wearing white. Her skates are white, the text is in white. I might bend the rules and go for this because I do need to read it anyway. This is November's read for us. We're both so excited to read these. We just love this universe. It's just a classic hockey sports romance. This one follows Jake Connolly and what's her name? Brenna, that's her name. And these are 2 characters that we got to know in the first one, the chase. So yeah, very excited to get back into this world with 2 characters we already know and just have an easy, fun sports romance. So with that, we are now on to our final prompt. Can't believe it. I still have 3 more books that I'm buddy reading this month. No, I don't. I have 2. I have 2 more. So if I can fit one of them on this last prompt, it'll be a win-win for me. Okay, let's have another look, have a little rummage. Try and avoid the yellow. I don't want to read a classic. Okay. We've got an orange one. Please, please. Okay, so this could work. I just don't know yet. It says ends in an even number of pages, so it has an even page count. When I do this, I do include the epilogue. I know some people might not, but I do, but I don't include acknowledgements. Let's go pick the last 2 books off my shelf that I do need to fit onto this TBR and let's have a look. So the 2 books that I have left to read are Red Rising, which will be a reread, so it's not like the end of the world if I can't fit it on. But that is Chloe's Patreon buddy read for the month, and I want to read it because I keep trying to reread them because I haven't read Lightbringer before, but I wanted to reread the whole series before reading Lightbringer. So this might spark me to actually finally do that. The other one is another buddy read that me and Chloe are doing, and that is Notes on an Execution by Daniela Kafka. And it doesn't look that long, but the font is like tiny, so they're both ones I want to fit on. Let's have a look at what Red Rising ends on. I'm literally going to say I feel like it has 382 pages because I've read this so many times. It does have 382 pages, I just knew it. So that is a contender. Let's just have a look at this one anyway. It does have 306 pages, I think. I don't know. Oh, so either way I am reading both of them this month. It doesn't really matter. But I'm going to go with Red Rising for the prompt officially because this is a longer book. In my head, because it has more pages, it's a longer book. And so the shorter book is an extra, so there's less extra to read. I don't know. So yes, this is going on as an even number of pages at the end. Words, a book that ends on an even page number. I really like Red Rising, especially this first one. I love the whole series, but this one especially is my favourite. I just love being in this world with these characters. Literally the first time I read it, I cried within the first chapter, I think. It was either the first chapter or the second chapter. If you know, you know. And I have read this one. This will be my 4th reread of Red Rising, so very excited to get back into this world. I have reread the Maiden trilogy before, however I haven't reread Iron Gold or I nearly said Stone Age, Dark Age before. So hopefully this will push me to reread the whole series and then finally pick up The Lightbringer, because that book scares me. It's so big. Yee, very happy. And then, as I have said, Notes on an Execution will also be going on my TBR, because I will be buddy reading this with Chloe. I think she's broken it up. I can't remember when we're reading it, but we're reading it at some point. So I might get the audiobook for this one. So I think this follows basically, it doesn't follow the guy, a guy who's being executed for something, but it follows the women that he's affected, I think. It says, Ansel Packer is scheduled to die in 12 hours. He knows what he's done and now awaits the same fate he forced on those girls years ago. Ansel doesn't want to die. He wants to be celebrated and understood, but this is not his story. As the clock ticks down, 3 women uncover the history of a tragedy and the long shadow it casts. Lavender, Ansel's mother, is a 17-year-old girl pushed to desperation. Hazel, twin sister to his wife, is forced to watch helplessly as the relationship threatens to devour them all. And Safi, the detective hot on his trail, is devoted to bringing bad men to justice, but struggling to see her own life clearly. This is the story of the women left behind. Yeah, we bought this together as 66 books when I went with her at the start of 2023, when we had a lovely bookish weekend away together. So it's about time we finally read them. So yeah, well, there you go. So those are the books I'll be reading throughout November. Didn't manage to get any of the wintry reads on, but that's fine. I did prioritise my buddy reads, which are these top 4. And then the extras, they're quite short, so very easily could read both of those in an evening, that in a day, so that I can focus on the chunkier reads of the month. But overall, it's definitely quite a mixture. It's definitely quite a mixture. Literary fiction, graphic novel, kids non-fiction, fantasy, romancy-ish, romance, sci-fi. I don't know what you call this, literary fiction, historical. Basically, there's a big mix. What we're missing is, I would say, a murder mystery. But apart from that, we seem to have ticked a lot of boxes here today. But yeah, very excited to read all these. So I'll quickly run through the books again for you with the prompts. Before we say goodbye for a translated fiction. Point Blanc for a graphic novel or manga. Storm in Normans for non-fiction. A Court of Wings and Bruin for a 5+ word title. The Risk for white on the cover. Red Rising for an even page count. And finally, Notes on an Execution as an extra. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video and making through to this far. Someone has parked right by my window, so I feel really awkward now, so I think it's the perfect time to wrap this up. Please give it a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you're new around here, because I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you back here soon with a brand new video. Bye!